Hey everybody, welcome back to another pick a card reading. For this reading, we're going to be taking a look at how they think you feel about them. And what I had in mind was this is kind of like more of a current energy type of thing, how they currently think you're feeling about them. So yeah, I have 5 piles to choose from, so you know what to do. Go ahead and choose your pile, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So here's the mushroom card that you chose here, and chose the blue lace agate. Connecting the blue color to the throat chakra. I could maybe guess that, like, I don't know, your person feels like you really enjoy talking with them, you enjoy conversations with them, you look forward to it. Maybe they feel like you want to talk with them more. So let's see, your mushroom card. So you have, my life unfolds in proportion to my courage. And first thing, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So let's see, we have Judgment. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Nine of Cups. Okay, so with the Nine of Cups, yeah, they definitely think that you see some sort of fulfillment within them. And they think that you maybe look at them as some sort of like wish come true. Everything you kind of desire in a person, or they definitely think that you feel very good around them. Maybe they think that you feel like happier in life around them because of them. Um, and yeah, they think that their presence maybe really lifts you up in some sort of way. Um, and that you really desire them. That's for sure. They, how they think you feel towards them, there might be kind of a cautious energy that they're sensing with you. With Judgment, maybe that you're doing a lot of self-reflection right now, kind of looking back on certain choices you've made within the connection, because we do have my life unfolds in proportion to my courage. So I think that they see you as wanting to make maybe bolder moves in the connection, be more confident in yourself. And I don't know, it could be that I kind of get the sense that maybe they feel like you're looking back on missed opportunities, like maybe opportunities that were right in front of your face that maybe at the time maybe you didn't see, or you didn't take advantage of certain opportunities because of maybe a bit of insecurity or shyness or something like that, or maybe a level of self-doubt. So I think they see you as, again, reflecting on the past and maybe learning from certain mistakes. And again, I think it might have been sort of missed opportunities. We have the Knight of Wands, which I do kind of feel like relates to this, like, my life unfolds in proportion to my courage. The Knight of Wands doesn't really hesitate to take action towards things that they're passionate about, and often does it a lot, and maybe their energy does come across as a little bit distracted at times. They could think that in some way, the way you feel about them is trying to, first of all, be confident, not necessarily hold yourself back and kind of jump on certain opportunities that you see. It could also be the Knight of Wands energy. To me is kind of like, obviously in other tarot, for tarot readers, we often look at the Knight of Wands as, again, someone who's distracted. Sometimes in sort of love readings, they can come up as like a playerish energy, and I kind of feel like with that is kind of a, not wanting to take things too seriously or be too committed to anything. And I kind of feel like that might be that they might think that you see them that way. It's possible that maybe have this distracted energy. They're not always 100% fully committed to something, or they like to, kind of just explore, play around, go different places, maybe speak to different people. Like it feels very free and kind of not really attached. And so maybe you see them that way. They feel like you see them that way. They could also feel like, in some way, because if you do see them that way in that energy, they may feel like you are trying to kind of embrace some of that energy within yourself. Like just kind of have fun. Don't be too concerned. Um, Maybe be a little bit detached to yourself. More like a more of playful energy as well. Um, so yeah, I think they see you as someone who's maybe in the past taken things a little bit too seriously, something like that. Maybe they see you in an energy that wants to have fun, kind of just wants to explore. Um, and They kind of think that you feel like a lot of good things could happen with them in the connection. Let's see, we have fourth house, home. Let's see, we also have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So, okay, I think the way they think you feel about them is that you wish for some more, a better, I don't know. I think they think that you want to feel safe with them, that you want to trust them, that you maybe want, probably to spend a lot of time with them with the fourth house that does talk about our home. So I don't know. It could be that they feel like you want to live with them. Um, you want to be part of their day-to-day life in some way, or at least that you crave a feeling of safety and security in the connection with them. So that would be, maybe they feel like you really want to know how they feel about you, and where they see the connection going with you. um, they think that you feel at times impulsive to reach out. Like I don't know, I feel like they get this sense from you that you see a lot of value in them. You see them as some sort of wish come true, a wish fulfillment, and that makes you feel like you need to act. That if you don't act, you're going to lose out on something, or you're going to miss out on something, which I guess would make sense if you felt like there were past experiences where you missed certain opportunities, either because you just didn't see it or because something else was going on, either like maybe insecurity or in some way something external holding you back or something like that. I could see that they think that you feel like a sense of like it's now or never, or like again, you don't want to miss an opportunity. You're more likely to jump on opportunities with them. So we have unrequited love, and that's kind of falling out underneath the Knight of Wands, which can be like, again, we talked about like a non-committal energy, very distracted, likes to explore, doesn't really want to feel tied down. So I think that they either feel as if at times you're not sure about how they feel about you, especially if you resonate with this person having that sort of energy, like this sense of mystery. I'm not really sure how they feel. And there's an energy of wanting to jump on opportunities, kind of to see where things go with them. Um, so Another thing is this Knight of Wands energy, they could see you in this sort of energy of not really wanting to take things too seriously, kind of wanting to just kind of see where things go and kind of be in the flow of things, not really be too attached to certain outcomes. I think they might feel like, especially if you do resonate with like maybe reflecting on the past and maybe certain mistakes you've made that maybe caused delays in the connection or blocked the connection at all. They might be thinking that you're questioning your own actions and thinking of whether that shows that you're interested or not. Like, definitely, if you were too afraid to approach this person in the past, they might be thinking that you are evaluating that and kind of seeing if that makes sense if you like someone, like to avoid them or um, maybe not be more bold or honest or something like that. I feel like they're thinking that you might have been looking back at past experiences or past interactions and thinking that you didn't really show how you felt or you didn't show your attraction. And I guess that makes sense as far as like maybe you feel like you missed an opportunity to show how you feel. And because that opportunity was missed, maybe you're feeling like they think that you don't like them. Um, you're not that serious about them type of thing. And if you gave that sort of impression, they're thinking that you are now wanting to kind of be more expressive and jump on certain opportunities when you see them, not let it go to waste or something like that. Now it could also just be that they feel you really like them, you're very attracted to them. By the way, in all of my readings, even if they are very like love themed, like definitely for this reading, I am thinking more towards like romantic connections, but it doesn't have to be romantic. If you are watching for any other sort of connection, that's okay too. Just, like I guess remove the more romantic flair that comes out through the messages, but essentially they feel like you feel really good about them, that probably you want to talk with them more, you want to spend more time with them, you want to see where things go, and you want to jump on opportunities when you see them. Maybe because you felt like there was certain opportunities you missed in the past, and maybe you felt like that gave the impression that you weren't that interested, that you're not that committed, or you're just kind of playing around. So it could be that they think that you want to show a more serious energy. Um, and I think that they feel like you want them to trust you. You want a feeling of trust within the connection, a feeling of safety, security, that you can open up with each other. And I also kind of feel like they might think that you fear a lot that they're not committed, that they don't have the same feelings towards you. Um, and like maybe that's something that's heavy on your mind, something you think about a lot. So yeah, and then let's see. We have bloom and attract more than butterflies. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oops. Okay, and we have beginnings. Don't be afraid to start small. Okay, I feel like that really does kind of fit in with this energy here. That, yeah, I kind of feel as if or they might feel as if you think that they're very attractive. They could kind of have anyone that they want. And maybe, they feel that you worry a lot, especially if they do have a lot of admirers around them, that they might choose someone over you. I think that if you resonate with that and that's something you think about and you fear from time to time, that's definitely something they notice, that you fear that. Um, and I do kind of get the sense that if you notice that within this person, and it for some of you could really give the impression like this person might choose someone over you. Like it's not like a silly little concern. You have reasons to feel that way. I think that's where the energy comes up, as you're wanting to also kind of not take the connection too seriously, not, like expect too much out of a specific connection, or like expect a certain outcome from this person, especially when they seem to be so distracted and you can't really trust them. So they see you as kind of, again, releasing your grip on the connection a little bit. Again, kind of wanting to explore other areas of your life, and again, not really take this connection too seriously if they are giving that sort of energy towards you. I think they notice that, and that, like, that's how you feel. Otherwise, I also feel like they think you're very open to things with them. You're open to a new beginning with them, of course. But I think there's something that comes through, and I think it's kind of like, to me, it's coming a little bit across as like a red flag. So I'm going to tell you about it, because I do feel like few of you might resonate with it. That, like, they kind of get the sense that you would accept breadcrumbs from this person. Like, don't be afraid to start small. Like, I kind of feel as if you are in the energy, it seems as if you're not getting what you want out of this connection, and you're kind of accepting it. And maybe you're trying to change your energy to cope with it. Something like that. And I think it's their ways of saying, like, they don't have to do too much to make you super happy. So it's like, why would they even really try, like, if they don't need to? So that comes across to me as a red flag. So if you get that sort of energy from this person, that they don't mind, like, not giving you too much because it just makes you so happy, I would watch out for that. I'd be a little bit cautious with that. And I think your energy kind of shows that you kind of are already on to something there, that you're not really wanting to, put too many of your eggs into this basket with this person, and like really take them too seriously, because their energy seems to be maybe a little too distracted or something like that. So I did want these readings to be just a little bit shorter. I do tend to ramble a lot. So I hope you got what you needed out of this reading. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a future reading. Bye. Alright, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose this mushroom card here, and you also chose this tiger's eye stone. So before we get into your cards, and we're going to look at, how your person thinks you're feeling about them at this time, connecting this rock, this crystal, tiger's eye, to a specific person in my life. It was like an old friend, an old best friend that I had. They were a Leo. They loved tiger's eye, very drawn to it. And I think their personality, they had a very strong personality, especially within relationships. Like, they were not one to necessarily stand up for BS in relationships. She's definitely a little fireball. And so I don't know, I get a lot of strength. And I don't know, maybe perhaps this person feels as if you have a lot of strength. And maybe you're not afraid to put up boundaries in a connection. Doesn't really matter how you feel about them or how attracted you are to them. Something like that. So they may think that you're mad at them. They may think that you're ready to put up boundaries, but I don't know. Maybe that's not true. Let's look at your cards. So we have, today I have the courage to be seen. And I guess first we'll take a look at your tarot cards here. So we have the 7 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Cups. Oh, this is interesting. Today I have the courage to be seen. So we have the 2 of Cups there. I kind of get the sense that, so we have this 7 of Cups energy in the middle. Also, I don't know why I'm being drawn to this, but we have Cups energy and Pentacle energy. So it's like Earth energy. We got Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and we have Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I think that they think that you're feeling you have a lot of questions about them, maybe about the connection with them, or maybe even about your own feelings towards them. So it's interesting. We have this Nine of Pentacles energy, which is generally, like, I see this as someone who, it comes before the Ten of Cups. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles, which is like maybe ultimate fulfillment. It's when, usually finances are looking good, relationships are looking good. I think a lot of the times the Ten of Pentacles also depicts like a happy family, kind of like the Ten of Cups, but just with a little bit maybe more abundance. Um, so I don't know. A lot of the times I look at the Nine of Pentacles as like maybe a single person who looks very attractive, is highly desired, something like that. And I will say, if I connect, your reading with the Tiger's Eye stone with this person that I knew, and I feel this way about Leo people a lot. It's like there's no shortage of people who kind of are lining up to be with them. Like they are very attractive, highly desired. So it could be that they feel like you feel that way. Like there might be a lot of people who are interested in you and you know that. And it's kind of like you're the one who gets to decide who's worthy and who you want to be with or something like that. And I kind of feel like they might think that you're looking at them and wondering like, do you want to be closer with them or not? Do you want to be in a relationship with them or not? Um, and that's interesting too. We actually have a lion here with the Two of Cups. So it seems to be a lot of maybe Leo energy coming through in this reading. And then we also have the word courage here too, which of course usually I think of like lions and Leo energy with the that sort of word courage. Um hmm. It could be that the way they think you feel about them is that you're not sure you can trust them yet. Like you are interested in them, but you're not sure if you can really trust them. So it could be that they feel as if you are holding back to some extent. Since we do have today, I have the courage to be seen. It seems as if they think that you kind of battle with that. Like at times you don't really want to be seen, maybe by this person or in a connection, and maybe at certain times like you do feel maybe a little bit more confident about this person. But I guess it seems as if you go back and forth or you really can't tell maybe what you want with them, something like that. It could be that you really enjoy your freedom, you really enjoy your independence or something like that. And it would be like maybe it's like, well, if I'm going to give that up for someone, they got to be someone that's really great. So it's like there might be, I don't know, they might feel as if you go through a certain like maybe you set up a certain period of time. I know people do this maybe within relationships or something like that. Like they set up like, oh, it's, if you make it 2 months or if something happens by this time, it's not meant to work. Or if something happens by this time, then it's likely to work or something. I don't know. They might think that you have some sort of rule like that. And you're kind of just waiting to see maybe if this person passes certain tests. And maybe you'll choose them or you'll move closer towards them if you think that they're worth it. Let's see, we have solar calm. We have wedding. This situation involves marriage. And we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay. You know what? It is interesting because so like I feel as if they think that they might think that they're pretty funny. They make you laugh a lot or they like to joke around with you like they like to have fun with you. This playfulness energy, especially the way it just kind of came out underneath the Two of Cups. It feels like they think you feel like you have a really nice connection. You have a lot of fun with them. Also, with this sort of Leo energy coming up a lot, like Leo energy relating to the fifth house is a lot about having fun. So yeah, it's like they think that you feel like you have a lot of fun with them, that they make you laugh a lot. It's hard to not enjoy their presence in some way. And I don't know, maybe it's that they feel like at times, like maybe you do have a lot of fun with this person, and that's not any sort of issue or anything. Like that's something you enjoy, something you like. But maybe it's like this sort of playfulness energy. Maybe at times you wonder if they're mature enough to handle like an actual relationship. Like we have this like wedding energy, which is very serious, right? It's commitment, it's serious, we're together, there's rules here. And then playfulness is like not really any rules, we're just having fun, that kind of energy. So like maybe they think that you're wondering if they just want to have fun with you, if they're not ready to take things to a more serious level, and maybe that's why you're not also really wanting to maybe always get too involved with this person, or you're putting them through certain tests to see if they're worth it. Um, they think that at times when you're not sure about the connection with them, or maybe their intentions with you, that you don't mind being a little bit more patient, or more, with solar calm, that kind of talks about not a whole lot of activity going on with the planets or in the sky. So maybe it seems kind of boring. So maybe they feel as if at times when you feel a little bit confused about the connection, you can't really see where things are going, or at times where maybe you don't always feel like you fully trust them, that you might not really interact with them a whole lot. And maybe that's where the like tiger's eye energy comes in, like placing boundaries and being very strong in a connection. I really do feel like they see you that way. And yeah, like it's interesting, this Nine of Pentacles energy coming out under the wedding card. I actually kind of feel as if, like, I don't know, for some reason this might not be true, but I get the feeling that your person doesn't really think maybe much about where the relationship is going. And that's not necessarily to say that they aren't serious about you in any way, but I think maybe with the Two of Cups and the playfulness energy, it's like this person really enjoys your company. They feel like you have a really like strong bond, or like a mutual interest in each other, and they both, it feels like both of you really enjoy each other's presence, and you have a lot of fun together. And so, in some way, like it doesn't feel as if their energy is ever thinking about leaving the connection, because they just enjoy you so much and they have so much fun with you. I don't think they really think much negatively about you. And again, I could be wrong about that, but that's just the sense that I get. And it almost makes me feel as if like your energy is coming off as the one who's pushing off a commitment, really wanting to make sure that this person proves their worth to you. Because with this wedding card too, I always thought it was interesting how, like, just looking at their faces, she's looking over at him and she's like, obviously she's got some sort of blush on her face, but it's like her attention is definitely on him. And it's almost like she's looking at him, like wondering maybe how he's feeling or something like that. And he just looks like, to me, to be honest, he looks like his face is, or his soul is screaming like, help me, like, get me out of here, something like that. I don't usually read the wedding card that way, because generally I just read the wedding card as like some sort of commitment. But I always kind of thought it was funny how the imagery looks on this card, because he looks like he just does not want to be there, in my opinion. So I don't know. I kind of get the sense that that's almost your energy. Like at times, like you're afraid of a commitment or something like that. Um, and yeah, especially with this coming out underneath the Nine of Pentacles, it's like maybe in some way you really enjoy your freedom, or you enjoy your independence, or maybe you're very used to being on your own or something like that, and integrating another person into your life can be kind of intimidating. So maybe they think you feel that way. Um, yeah, it's a lot of that, and then it's also a kind of wondering if you can take their energy seriously or not when they come across as so fun and free and playful themselves, something like that. So let's see, we also have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. And then we have radiance. Keep your head held high and follow the sun. Yeah, I don't know. We have this sun energy. Again, makes me think of like Leo energy seems to be so strong in your reading. And Leo energy, and this is true for the people that I've met that are Leos, they often really prioritize romantic connections. It's like seems to be what makes them, feel alive. Like they really enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe that resonates for both of you, that both of you take romantic relationships very seriously. You just naturally kind of prioritize them. And it just seems as if both of you feel very positive in each other's space, like in each other's company. Okay, and then we have adapt here. So it does make me, I get this energy of like feeling a little bit stiff or like being a little bit intimidated about things changing, like maybe again like integrating this person more into your personal life or something like that. Maybe they think that you feel intimidated by that it takes a lot for you to kind of adapt to a new relationship, and that's why you might be a little bit slower to be committed in a connection, which makes sense to me. And I think that also, to me, it makes me feel a bit more like Capricorn energy coming through, which is interesting since we do have some Pentacle energy coming out. So yeah, I think that they feel like you're not rushed to commit to them, and that might be something that is on your mind or something you're questioning, and it's kind of like you want to feel like you have enough proof that you can really trust them before really getting more committed in the connection with them. So I hope that resonates with you. I hope that's helpful and makes sense, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. Alright, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose this little redstone. Still wondering what this is. I think at one point I thought it was calcite? Like a type of calcite. Not sure though. But let's see. First we're going to take a look at, your tarot cards. And we're going to be seeing how your person currently thinks you're feeling about them. Actually, I'm a little bit messy today. Hold on. First, we're going to take a look at this card, and then we'll look at your tarot cards. So let's see. We have, I could be a lot sometimes. I own that. I just came into this reading with very, like, sort of clumsy energy. So I don't know. Maybe they think that you feel a little bit clumsy at times, that you kind of, maybe a little bit distracted, ADHD kind of, or you miss things sometimes, or you're a little bit clumsy sometimes. Who knows? Let's see. So we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Devil. And we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. So, okay. This reading definitely shows a lot more, I guess, complications than the first two. And it seems like they think you're definitely maybe a little bit pissed off at them. With the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords energy. We know the Queen of Swords is not necessarily the most feeling sort of energy to come up. She can be quite cold, cuts through the bullshit, and it seems as if you might have put up some boundaries with this person with the Nine of Wands, like could be just what you're going through at this time with this person, but it does feel like there was some sort of conflict or argument that happened recently, and maybe the way that it's being handled is definitely not the best way to be handling it. And I'm not calling you out. It could be the appropriate reaction to have. in this case. It just might not be the healthiest connection. I would say, like, maybe you wouldn't react this way with other people because they wouldn't have the energy that causes frustration within you. I do feel like this might be a connection that causes a lot of friction or frustration, or there might be a lot of disagreements or arguments or something like that. Since the devil card is here, this could be a connection that's difficult to let go of, even though it does have a lot of conflict. Yeah, with the devil card, there can be a lot of attraction. There's also, by the way, we have Capricorn energy coming through with the devil, and with Queen of Swords, that's air energy. So there's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and so part of the message could be that they think that you feel as though you've given this person many opportunities to get things right with you, something like that. And it could be that because this person has not improved in some way, or they've not taken you seriously, now the emotions are gone. You're not really feeling that way. You're not being very maybe understanding with this person or empathetic towards this person. And again, I'm not saying that as this is out of place. Like, maybe this is the appropriate response to have in this situation. So they feel like it's not easy to get to you right now, that you've put up boundaries with them, you made it hard to speak to them, you've made it hard to get through to them, or you've made it hard to get through to you on their side. So it could be that for some of you, you've blocked this person, or at the very least, like emotionally, or like not, online, but like you've just kind of shut down your energy from this person. For some of you, since we do have, I can be a lot sometimes, I own that. They could think that you feel like in some way, you're overreacting to something. That yes, although it made you frustrated, pissed you off, or it made you feel like you need to put up some sort of boundaries with this person, it could be that the person didn't actually have an intention to upset you, and maybe they think that you, on some level, understand that they weren't intending to upset you, and that maybe you have reacted a little bit more emotionally than you need to. Which is funny because we don't usually see the Queen of Swords as like an emotional character, but when their emotions do get upset, they do shut off, like maybe emotionally, become very cold. And that is still an emotional reaction, even if there's not a lot of emotions being expressed. It is from a deep emotion, and that's why it's coming out. So they do feel like you are emotional, even if you're not expressing your like, lost my breath for a second. That probably sounded weird. They do feel like you're feeling emotional towards them, even if you're not expressing your emotions. And that maybe you looked into something maybe a little bit too deeply. Like, because the devil card is a card of sometimes codependency. So they might feel as if sometimes you read into them a little bit too much. And you get yourself hurt over, like, essentially nothing. Like, it wasn't intended to upset you or something like that, or you dug a little bit too deep and you found something you didn't like. And in some way, it's like, because your attention was so much on them that, you couldn't break your attention away from them, that you ended up seeing something inevitably that you didn't like. They might also feel as if you look for things like that subconsciously. Like, you might not say you do that on purpose, but maybe they think that you kind of just look for things to be upset about. And again, maybe that's not something that's fully conscious to you, but maybe that's something where it's like maybe you do have a lot of your attention on them a lot of the time. Maybe you check up on them a lot of the time to see how they're doing or what they're up to, and maybe you end up seeing something that you either don't like, or you read into it the wrong way and thought something was maybe, like, I could see this being like, Yeah, coming up with like maybe you blocked this person. Was that this reading? I think I might have said that in this reading, that like maybe you blocked them online. That doesn't have to necessarily be true, but there's this energy that I'm feeling of being online and looking at this person's page or something like that, and then seeing something that maybe wasn't even about you, but you just read into it and thought it was about you. Maybe it was something a little bit more negative, and then it creates this whole problem in your head, and when it wasn't even like maybe directed at you or about you or something like that. And it doesn't have to be that specifically, but it could just be that this person feels that you have a lot of your attention on them, and it could be very easy for you to feel upset about something, um, and causes you to be very cold towards them. Which again, I would say that doesn't seem like a very healthy dynamic in a connection. And it could be that, there's something where you need to acknowledge like what you truly need in a connection, the type of personality you need in a connection, because it seems like this person pisses you off maybe too much or a lot, or they upset you a lot. They hold kind of a lot of power over your emotions, when they probably shouldn't, to be honest. Let's see. So your Cancer energy, there's the emotions there, there's the sensitivity. We have release your ex, the time has come to clear your energy. And then, yeah, there's codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Yeah, that's so funny that I caught that too, because, like, yeah, sometimes the Queen of Swords is very cold, not a lot of emotions, but sometimes the Queen of Swords comes out because of a lot of emotions did happen or something like that. They think that you feel hurt by them, by something that they've done. Um, and I can't help but feel as if either it was an overreaction, um, or it's kind of this feeling like you can't really control your emotions too much, how you feel about this person too much. And even if you would like to look at things objectively or logically, it can be very hard in a connection like this. And it does feel as if on some level you're aware that maybe your reactions are out of place, but because you feel so intensely, it's like you just kind of can't help it. They might think of you like that. And I don't know, we do have a lot of, so I kind of got this energy of like looking at someone's page online and reading into something too much, and maybe like a post someone made and it wasn't even about you or something like that. Something like that. And I don't know. We do have codependency here coming out very strongly with the devil, and obviously codependency. We have release your ex. So maybe they feel as if you hold on to past connections, even when the connection is done and over, you still check up on them online or something like that. So if this connection ended, they might think that you're still checking up on them online, trying to see how they're doing. And they just kind of feel like you are so deeply emotionally attached to them. It's very hard for you to let go, is how they think you feel. And I mean, this sort of energy did kind of come out in my last reading. And, so this doesn't have to fully resonate. This could just be their perception and how they think you're doing. You might not, really be so focused on this person as much as this person thinks you are. But I don't know. I kind of assume that on some level they've seen something from you that makes them feel this way. And so maybe it is true to some extent. But even Cancer energy is very like, I am a Cancer, so this is no like shade to Cancers, but we are very emotional, and we care a lot. And a lot of the times, like I see a lot with Cancers of like wanting to be this caretaker for other people, and also wanting to be, taken care of just as much as they're willing to take care of everybody around them. And that's nice, but sometimes it comes across as very codependent. And it's like, if you don't care about me, then I'm going to be so sad or I'm going to be so upset. It's going to ruin my day. And then it causes a lot of issues within the connection, a lot more than needs to be. So it's important to kind of self-soothe your own emotions and not, read into things too deeply, especially if you find a lot of the times it was like, you were jumping to conclusions and you find out that the person didn't really intend something to be that way. They just feel like you're very deeply affected by them. Anything that they do like can upset you very deeply. A lot of your attention seems to be on them. They feel like you can't let go of them. These types of things are very hard to hear. So sorry, like I wish I could have given a trigger warning at the beginning of this reading. So yeah, that's just kind of how they think you feel about them. Let's see what else we have. We have strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. And we have surprises. Venture down the rabbit hole. So I don't know. I think that they think you. So yeah, definitely with like, okay, being so affected in your emotions and coming out as the Queen of Swords, so you are kind of trying to guard your emotions, protect your emotions, and not come across as too affected by anything, or you want to come across as unbothered, and that's how they think you feel, is like you want to come across as cold and unbothered, not deeply affected, although it seems to be clear in some way that you are. They see you as trying to be very strong and trying to avoid maybe more deeper feelings, trying to avoid feelings of codependency. You are trying to avoid putting too much of your attention on this person. It could be that they think that you're aware that you have put a lot of your attention on them and that it has caused some negativity. So they see you as trying to be strong, trying to pull back, maybe not trying to look at their page or check in to see how they're doing. Though they might feel as if it's like they might think that you like it requires a lot of strength. Like it's not easy for you to just avoid them or not check up on them. Like it does require a lot of strength and willpower and like really holding yourself back. Um, I do feel like they see you as someone who's very unpredictable. Like at times, maybe they think that you put up boundaries with them, and you want to be very cold and unaffected by them, and then maybe you switch back and forth between that towards being like a lot more open and receptive and wanting to care for this person or for this person to care about you. And it could be that they feel like you never know what to expect with them. They never know what to expect with you. They might feel again as if like we have ventured down the rabbit hole. And I don't know, for some reason I'm connecting that with this person being the rabbit hole, and it's like you venture down the rabbit hole, you try and kind of see what they're up to, what they're doing, and it feels like it's maybe checking up on them online or something like that, and you don't know what to expect, you don't know what you're going to see, and sometimes maybe things surprise you and maybe makes you question things and get too into your head and kind of again jump to conclusions about things or feel very deeply affected although you wish you weren't, something like that. So that's how they think you feel. You can feel free to tell me if that's bullshit, you don't feel that way, and that's just their perception. But yeah, it's interesting to look at how people kind of think we feel about them. And for some reason, there must be something that we're doing that gives across or gives that sort of impression, even if it's not fully true. So it's kind of good to look at these things and maybe take some of it in and be like, okay, well, where am I coming across like I'm so deeply affected by this person? And is that true? And be honest about those things. Because I think if you're not honest about it and you kind of like deflect it, try not to look at it, you're not going to really like it. If you secretly do kind of resonate with it, it's going to probably not really go away, and you're not really going to do much to change it or fix it if you don't acknowledge it. So enough from a lecture from me. I know this reading was probably not the best to listen to or the easiest to listen to, but I appreciate you if you did. So thank you for watching, and I hope it was helpful. I am always honest in my readings. You're not going to get a positive reading every single time you come to my channel. Just like this, it is a surprise. It might be something that's a little bit more hard to listen to. It might be something that's really positive. Just depends on what comes out through the cards. And I like to be very honest and kind of like, is the right word, like probe into things. Like I'm a little bit nosy, and like I don't feel like it's helpful to sugarcoat a message. I kind of want to just be blunt about it and be very honest of what I'm seeing. And hopefully, hopefully, like, I think, it could help people feel like they can trust me and trust my messages more, because I'm not going to lie to you about what I'm seeing. So I don't know. I hope it gives a good thing. It's not like a bad thing, but I don't know. Kind of getting tongue twisted at this point. So I'm going to stop talking. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. Okay, pile 4, welcome to your reading. So you chose this bluestone. I think this is kyanite. That's that's my guess. Kyanite. Let's see, let's take a look at your cards, and we're gonna see how your person thinks you feel about them. Okay, starting with your mushroom card. You have the green mushroom, let's see, and it says, in this moment I have 2 options, step forward into growth or backward into safety. Okay, and your tarot cards, let's see, okay. We have the manifester. We have the seeker of chalices. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. A lot of the times I see, well, the Seeker of Chalices or the Page of Cups as someone who does tend to doubt themselves or look to other people for, like, approval or, like that they agree or something like that. So, and we have step forward into growth or backwards into safety. So, how they think you feel about them seems to be that with the Seeker of Chalices, maybe you have a new crush on them, or some sort of like feelings opening up towards them. And maybe it's a newer thing. Like this could be someone who's new to you in your life. Or someone, even if they've been around for a while, this could be someone that you've recently felt a little bit differently towards, in a good way. And they could be thinking that you feel like you hold back due to either fears, self-doubt, or a bit of shyness, but that you want to create something with them. So it seems like, they think that you, yeah, basically kind of battle with that. Let's see, we have the 3 of Wands. Okay. You could have recently taken action towards this person or recently expressed something to them. Maybe some sort of positive feelings. This doesn't, so okay. This reading I intended to be, well, not intended, but the way I'm reading these cards in these piles is more of like a romantic sort of energy. This doesn't come across as super romantic. If this is a romantic connection, they think that you've recently developed some sort of feelings towards them that you want to express, but you're probably, it's like usually the case, like maybe not exactly sure if the feelings will be reciprocated or not, or that you're a little bit scared to make a move towards them or express more of your feelings towards them. And it could be that you've recently expressed something towards this person or made a move on this person, and you're kind of waiting to see what comes after that, like what's next, and if things kind of grow in the connection. But yeah, otherwise, like this reading for some reason doesn't come across as super romantic to me. To me, it could also be like recently discovering that you want a closer relationship with someone, like maybe a friendship connection with them. And yeah, again, just kind of the same things. Like they think that you want to approach them, but you're a little bit scared or you're a little bit nervous or shy. Let's see. So we have Neptune, Vision. So there's some Pisces energy coming out. We also, with the manifester, that's Gemini energy there. So connecting the Gemini energy with like communication in the third house, they could think. And yeah, actually, I forgot to say that because I don't know. I feel like I said it for pile one because they had the blue lace agate, and the blue color does make me think, of course, of the throat chakra. So like communication and stuff like that. And I was planning to say that for your pile too, since you also have a blue stone, but I guess I just forgot to. And I think that's kind of funny because I often worry that like it wouldn't make sense to say that every single time I have a blue stone, that it's about communication. But I guess in your case, I do feel like they feel like you want more conversations with them. With the Neptune energy, they could feel like, yeah, you definitely with the manifestor and Neptune, they feel like you daydream about them a lot. You think a lot about potential in the connection with them or what's possible. They could also think that you see them as just very dreamy, maybe a little bit mysterious. Sometimes maybe they think that you feel a bit confused about them, which I guess makes sense if you feel a little bit nervous to approach them because maybe you're not sure if the feelings are reciprocated or not, especially if this is a newer connection. They might notice that you step back a little bit because of that sort of fear that maybe you're not seeing things accurately or something like that. Let's see. But yeah, if this is a connection where you're attracted to the person and it's more of like a love connection, they definitely think that you, again, see them as like some sort of like very dreamy energy, possibly kind of like a feeling of like this is too good to be true type of thing. Let's see, yeah, we have this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. Yeah, they definitely, I don't think, it seems as if this is accurate, and this is how this person thinks you feel about them, unless you feel like you don't like this person, but I'm assuming based off of this energy, you probably do. And I feel like they sense it too. Like they might notice if you are nervous around them that it's because you like them. Um, yeah, let's see. We have, okay, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Yeah, no, definitely the Three of Wands to me, I usually see that. It's interesting. I think a lot of other tarot readers think of that as like an action card, but I never saw the Three of Wands that way. Maybe I need to check up on it again. But I always see the Three of Wands as like waiting for something. Um, Sometimes I guess it makes sense that it's about travel because I've heard the Three of Wands of being like coming back home from like a trip. So I think of it as waiting for something, waiting for the arrival of something. That's interesting with that coming out kind of near the separation card. Yeah, like for some of you, it could be that you reached out to this person, you like, you gain the confidence to reach out to them, to express some sort of feelings towards them, or it's just like through some feelings you have towards this person, you initiated something or reached out or something. They might feel like you're waiting for their response, you're waiting for them to come around. It could be that in some cases, like this person feels as if you, like maybe you really look forward to seeing them again or their presence. Um, Yeah, I would say so. They could think that nothing comes across as like negative as far as the energy. Like with separation, that's, to be honest, not like the greatest card to get. But in this case, I don't feel as if there's like a huge separation or anything. Well, yeah, actually, for some of you, especially with Neptune energy coming out and like manifestation sort of energy, just be careful, because sometimes this energy comes across to me as being overly invested in someone who's not reciprocating. So for some of you, it is possible, but that they think that you, again, want to manifest something with them. And sometimes if that energy is too persistent, like always wanting to manifest something with someone, it means usually there's not enough activity happening. Because if you were content with how much is going on in the connection, you're not going to be focused on what you can manifest because it's already there. And with the Neptune energy, that is kind of a cloudy energy, and sometimes it is not seeing things clearly and being very in fantasy land and illusions and things like that. So yeah, they definitely think that you daydream about them and you have feelings towards them. You think about them a lot, you envision things with them, and you want to manifest things with them. But that um, something here for some of you tells me that there's not a lot of activity that goes on, and that maybe in some way you're just content with waiting for this person to come around. For others of you, it's more just like this person really notices that you really enjoy their presence and that you just really look forward to seeing them again. And it's nothing really negative or bad, especially if you have a, like a pretty close relationship with this person. Not necessarily that you know them well, but that you've interacted with them a lot. Let's see, we have grow. All flowers must grow through dirt, which is interesting since your first card here says step forward into growth or backward into safety. So they are thinking that you want to be more confident. I think that message came through in another reading too. But yeah, definitely with the Seeker of Chalices, it's just a little bit shy, a little bit nervous, a little bit uncertain. And it seems as if they're noticing that you don't want that to hold you back, that you want to be more confident, express more of your feelings towards them, and kind of be a little bit like take risks. Maybe again, like the risk is reaching out and confessing some sort of feelings towards this person. Then you also have rest, slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. Yeah, interesting. So to me, it's interesting because that also fits in with the step forward into growth or backward into safety. I think there's a little bit of two different messages coming through depending on your situation and your connection with this person. If you do interact with this person often, they just see you as, again, wanting to gain more confidence to approach them, while also having patience. Like, it could make sense that, if you're very interested in someone, you want to create things with them and you want things to happen with them. So you're likely to initiate things with them in order to grow a connection. But there's also this energy of maybe some fears taking over, some anxieties taking over, self doubt, and not approaching this person, putting it off, and again, like being kind of slow. Some of you, it seems as if they notice that you are really excited about them and you want to grow the connection with them, but that you don't want to push them, you don't want to rush them, and you don't mind. Yeah, because a lot of this energy comes across as quite patient, not pushy. And for some of you, it seems as if this is a really good connection, especially if this is like a newer connection. and they think that that you're just excited when you get to spend time with them. And maybe there are times where obviously you spend time alone. I don't think anything comes through as you were super anxious to be on your own or something like that, which would tell me to some extent that there is enough activity going on for you to feel stimulated by this person. But for some of you, it does seem like there's not much that happens in the connection with this person, despite even manifesting something or initiating things. It can kind of still seem like things are slow despite doing that. And I could see maybe they think you feel like even if you do express some emotion, reach out, or initiate things, things don't really just grow from that, and that might be due to not sharing the same feelings. And it could be that they're realizing or noticing that um, you maybe go back and forth between feeling like something could happen in the connection and feeling like nothing could happen in the connection. Because I don't know, with grow and rest and the sort of like Neptunian energy, very dreamy, I could see like wanting to initiate things and stuff like that and manifest something by maybe expressing some emotion or something like that. And I kind of sense that for some of you, you've done that and it doesn't really make progress in the connection. Maybe the person doesn't really give you much, and it's still you're left with this sort of confusion of like, I don't really know how they feel, or I don't really know what's going to happen. And that sense of mystery can kind of be addicting. And it kind of seems as if for some of you, you go back and forth between feeling confident that things could manifest in this connection and taking action, and then maybe the action you took didn't give the results you were hoping for, and you're still left confused. And then you go and you kind of cope with it by saying like, well, I don't need to know everything today. I don't need to solve everything today. It's okay if things take a while. But I think for some of you, it might be important to pay attention to that, because that might be an excuse for not really wanting to believe that this person's not reciprocating. So for some of you, that is the case. And because I see that, I do want to say that, because I never want, someone to be kind of trapped in an unfulfilling connection where there's not a lot of reciprocation. As much as it hurts and it's not a great thing to like be on that side of things, it's definitely worse to stay in that situation and kind of just keep like blindfolds on. So for some of you, I do see that could be the case, but for others of you, I think it's more like a new connection, feeling of butterflies, feeling nervous, thinking you really like this person, they could be a dream come true, and kind of just trying to balance out initiating things with this person and kind of waiting for them to come around and, interact with you as well. So it is a good energy, and I hope that you got what you needed out of this reading and it resonates. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. Okay, pile 5. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the green tourmaline. So in one of my other readings that I did, I found out that this actually has its own name. It's not just green tourmaline. It starts with a V. I remember that much. Probably like verd something. I think that's like green in a different language, right? Or something like that. Pretty close to it. Let's see. We're going to look at your cards, see how your person thinks you feel about them at this time. So we'll take a look at your mushroom card, and you have, today I will remove should from my vocabulary. And your tarot cards, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the Fool, so some Aquarius energy coming out, and we have the 5 of Cups. Okay. So the way they think you feel about them, they do think you feel good about them in general, but maybe that, you have the 5 of Cups here, so some disappointment, some sadness, maybe a little bit of regret or something like that. They might think that you feel like overall the connection with them is like very equal as far as the effort that you're willing to put into the connection. Maybe you have a lot of conversations with this person and it seems as if they're present. It doesn't seem like mm, it doesn't seem like one of you is absent, although we have the Fool here, which can be kind of like very detached and free and, off doing new things, likes to explore. And yeah, that's usually how I see the Fool. So I don't know. I think that maybe they think you feel like generally you can rely on this person. Like, you know that they're there. And like, this is not a connection where one person has been ghosted or there's been necessarily like an ending in the connection or anything like that. Like, in general, they think that they think that you feel there's a nice balance in the connection with them. But I don't know. It could be that something specific happened recently with the Fool and the Five of Cups, where maybe they think that you're feeling. I don't know. It's either you feel that they were a bit careless with you or something like that, and that it left you feeling a bit hurt and disappointed. Or maybe they think that. No, I would say it's probably that. Otherwise, maybe it's that you have this Fool type energy where you're off often doing new things and maybe a bit detached and distracted. So maybe it's that generally there's a good balance in the connection with this person, but that you feel as if your carelessness has ended up disappointing or hurting this person. Definitely, because we have today I will remove should from my vocabulary, so that kind of tells me someone feels like they let someone down, that they said, oh yeah, we could do that, and like maybe it never happened. Some like plan fell through is kind of what it feels like, or there was some sort of like someone forgot something or someone was a bit careless. It might be that they think that you feel like you were a bit careless with them, that maybe you made a promise that you forgot, or you didn't follow through on something, or maybe like generally this person, either this person feels like you're generally reliable, but maybe something was missed, or I don't know, you could have ended up disappointing this person, and in turn it disappointed you. Um, yeah, I do feel like in this reading, it feels as if, especially with the Six of Pentacles, like to me, I mean, obviously, the Six of Pentacles is not really about feelings, but it is to me about some sort of mutual effort. And there is like reciprocity. Is that the right way to say it? Sometimes I get confused. But yeah, there's like an equal give and take between you two. And it does feel like if one of you is careless about something, that it is going to upset the other person on some level. And I think if one person is disappointed about something that happened in the connection, it seems as if both people are a little bit disappointed or regretful. So I don't know. I can't tell if this person did something that disappointed you, um, or you did something. I kind of get with your energy coming up with the Fool and the Five of Cups that you were a bit careless and maybe you didn't realize something and it ended up disappointing or kind of hurting this person. But it seems as if they think you feel like even if you accidentally did something that hurt this person, that you're also feeling a bit sad about it too, which is kind of nice. So it seems as if they feel like you're quite empathetic or sympathetic towards them. Let's see. So we have the Descendant, Invitation. Okay, let's see. We have Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And we have Calling in your Soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Okay, actually, and I explained in a few of the piles. I should have said it in the beginning of the reading, but it just so you know, if you do watch any of my other videos, any sort of reading that seems very like love focused doesn't have to be love. Like you can come to the readings for like any connection really. All, you have to do is kind of just remove the romantic flair from the messages and it should still basically resonate. And with this reading, since we do have some Aquarius energy coming out, for some reason it is making me feel like friendship connection. And it doesn't have to be your situation if you are here for a romantic connection, but it could be that they think that you feel like they're a little bit special in some way. Like, that you feel like you don't really meet many people that you truly relate to or truly get along with. And it could be that they think that they're someone that you actually feel comfortable with, that you actually kind of vibe with and get along with. And maybe that they notice that you maybe couldn't say that the same thing for everybody else, that there's not too many people that you meet that you really feel a bond with or you really vibe with or something like that. So they could think you feel that way about them. And yeah, I don't know. There's like this energy of someone going off somewhere and doing something, or like even with the Fool could be like going off on a journey somewhere. So for some of you, maybe it's that they think you feel like, again, that there's a good balance in the connection generally, that this person and you are very reliable in general. For some of you, yeah, it does feel like for some of you, it does seem like maybe it's been a while since you've heard from this person. Um, yeah, and it seems as if maybe there's not a whole lot of activity at this time. I don't know. We have the Six of Pentacles there, so it makes me feel like at one point you felt as if you could trust this person, that they're reliable, that they'll be there, they're present, and they're um, giving just as much as you are in the connection. And it could be that in some way that this person has been a little bit absent recently, and it's they might think that you feel as if you're noticing that they're a little bit acting different lately. Maybe they're um, normally they're around, normally they're reliable, but maybe recently they've kind of been a little bit more absent or a little bit more distracted, or maybe recently they haven't been as reliable, or something like that. They could think that you feel like they've found something new that's more interesting to them, more entertaining to them. It does feel as if they think that you're feeling a little bit disappointed or upset that they haven't been able to be as present recently. And that doesn't have to be a big thing where it's like this person's just not paying attention to you at all anymore, but it could be that they feel that you're disappointed that they weren't able to maybe spend time with you or reach out to you, or they were a little bit busy and they were distracted, they were doing other things. um And it could also be your energy too. Like maybe they think that you feel as if you couldn't be available for them for something. And because you weren't able to be available for them, it hurt their feelings or it made them feel disappointed. And in turn, it also affects your emotions. You also feel maybe regretful about something. Either way, it seems as if they think that you feel like you want to come back around. They could feel like you want to apologize about something. And yeah, if you've been absent from the connection recently, or if they've been absent from the connection recently, they think you're feeling like you want reconciliation with them, that you want more interactions with them, and to kind of call them back in. Let's see. So we have dream, have a cup of tea in the garden, and find yourself in a good book. Then we also have change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. Okay, so so yeah, I think that they might think that you feel like you want to apologize about something, that you want to make up for some sort of disappointment. Um, because we have the Five of Cups, and obviously that's tied to our emotions. It's more of like feeling disappointed about a situation. The other thing about the Five of Cups too is usually the Five of Cups, the meaning of it is like the situation is not actually as bad as it seems. So maybe emotions are a little bit high right now. I kind of feel as if both of you are feeling this Five of Cups energy. And they might be feeling like, or thinking that you feel as if it's up to you to kind of fix the situation or something like that. That you want them to cheer up, you want them to feel better about something. Maybe they think that you feel like you're waiting for them to actually maybe cheer up themselves before you kind of come back in, and maybe apologize or fix things or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. With the dream energy, I don't know. For some of you, it could be that you have dreams of this person. They think that you dream of this person. But I think if the full energy is describing your energy, that maybe you tend to get a little distracted, like to go on adventures, whether that's like physically or just like with a good book or something like that. Like I could see for some of you, you got distracted with a hobby, an activity, something you really enjoy, and maybe generally your reliable energy, you were taken or you were absent because you were doing something else. And maybe you couldn't really be available for this person and it hurt their feelings in some way. It seems as if like they think that you feel again regretful about something, that you want to be more reliable towards this person, you want to cheer them up, you want them to feel like they can trust you again or they're not going to be disappointed by you. And that maybe you want to explain why you were absent, and maybe it's because of a certain distraction or a certain hobby, a certain interest of yours. And you that like they think that you plan to come back around to kind of maybe explain things to them. So I think that's it for your reading. Thank you for watching, and I hope that it was helpful, it made sense, that it resonated. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in a future reading.